And I see that maxi taxi drivers are about to strike on Monday. They said they're striking on Monday. Okay. I have a video there that's been circulating on social media. One very passionate, hyped up maxi driver was most, vocal in whatever meeting they had. And one of the interesting things he said is, this is long overdue. Well, everything that long overdue coming now. You know how the thing does go. If it was long overdue, it happened now. It had happened now. But nevertheless, we will see what happens on Monday. I am hoping that, I do not know, they're citing several issues, from PBR passes to the way that passengers deal with them. The man said the passengers had to get themselves in order. I don't know, I don't understand. They mentioned Citygate and it needing some sort of restructuring or refurbishing. Citygate has been like that for the longest while, and it definitely needs a facelift. I will be the first to agree with that. I think they talk about the Arima. The fella mentioned all kind of things. We'll get to that. But let me get to some of the headlines. Let's get to some of those headlines in the paper. Because, sometimes it's hard to wonder in this country, But nevertheless. So, the TTPS has declared 15 no protest zones in wake of the Kaya-Sealy demonstration clash. All right? Needless to say, we should have seen this coming, because there are specific places that you ought not to be protesting outside of. The DPP's office is one of them. Lest we forget, one of the issues with the new DPP building was that the windows was glass. Well, it was glass, or whatever the case might be. Now, there was some security concerns around that, because the DPP is the person who gives the police the direction to charge and who to charge, right? So it's an office that carries some safety issues with it. So that ought to be common sense, but then again, common sense ain't so common these days, right? And even the people that you thought had common sense seem to have no common sense now. So, you know what I mean? And it comes to us, these things come as a surprise to people. But where are those 15 zones? The 15 zones are very clear. The Parliament, of course. They're under a state of emergency, so you ought not be outside the Parliament staging any protests. The office of the President, the office of the Prime Minister, of course, the Diplomatic Center, the Attorney General's office, the Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Defense, the Ministry of Homeland Security, the headquarters of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, which they allowed on Sunday. They allowed that protest to go ahead and take place, because they were outside the police admin building on Sunday. Police said, all right, no problem. The headquarters, of course, of the Trinidad and Tobago Prison Service, the headquarters of the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, which is a foregone conclusion, the Piarco International Airport, of course, the A.N.R. Robinson International Airport, and the Port Authority of Trinidad and Tobago. The TTPS really had to list this? No, they do. They do. Because I think it's good information, right? It's just good information. You want to protest? There are certain places that you cannot stage a protest. You cannot go in front of the DPP's office and stage a protest. And people like David Abdullah is supposed to know that. Do you understand what I'm telling you? God alone knows what Wendell Eversley knows. It's a waste of time. He didn't even know the other day. He put out a video, vexed, angry. that he went to purchase pharmaceuticals in a drugstore and used his card, his Republic Bank card, but he used it on a Lynx machine, right? So if the Lynx machine is not Republic Bank, they take out a service charge of about $4. They tax me $4 and go and make it a whole hullabaloo about it. And people share that, you know. And people laughing saying, but papi, that is a regular thing, it's a service charge. And he go and make it now because remember the thing with Republic Bank with the taxes and with the fees and right. And Central Bank is sorting that out and they hold in their hand and thing, right? He went to throw gas on a fire and with the highest level of stupidity ever seen, that I have ever seen, right? And these are the type of people that are wrong, these young people. But notice that when the young lady was taken by the police, right? You notice that when she was talking on Sunday, certain people was front and center for the camera to get into the shot of the camera. They want the camera see them now. But when she get locked up, none of them was wrong, eh? I hope she noticed that. None of the activists and them was wrong, eh? All right. I just say it now. Things you notice. They were in front and center then. Then you have the whole silly road march here. When I say road march, I mean it in the context of the amount of headlines that you're seeing as it relates to this matter. 3 held during silly protests released on bail. PM Lords the TTPS for swift action to secure DPP, and attempts to intimidate prosecutors will not be tolerated. Beckles calls for end to SOE amid protest arrests. So people get locked up for protesting where they should not be protesting, and you calling for the SOE to end. Okay. Pandey slams Kamla over protest remarks. Security experts call for empathy in leadership after protest arrest. People are not the enemy. Okay. People are not the enemy. I am sorry, you know. I am sorry. But they are. We are our greatest enemy. And I'll tell you why. Who want to vex with me this morning could vex with me. I just talk it plain and with sense. Right? Think about this, right? Let me just stop and think about this once. These protests are a cry for justice, right, to be served. Everybody cried out for justice, right? Everybody wants justice. But you want justice without allowing the process of justice to be served. When I'm not making sense, you tell me. We want justice. There is a process to reach you from this point to here. But forget the whole process. We don't want the process. We just want justice. Well, let us stop and think about that for a second. I must be the only person talking sense, you know. And I will be deemed as the person who not talking sense. You know why? Because everybody in their emotions. You understand? Everybody in their emotions. The vast majority of people who standing on that pavement as part of that protest is amazing. We just say, I'm not putting my head on no block for nobody. I ain't putting my head on no block for the police, and I ain't putting my head on my block for any suspect in any matter. But it is amazing that without the process of justice allowed to take its course, how many people are willing to put their head on a block for people that they do not even know. I don't know the people. I can't put my head on a block for them. But everybody outside here, the interview, I'm watching a next media house interview one of the people who was in the protest. You know, he started, they asked him a question. You know, he said, well, I don't know them personally. But for me, I see the video. You understand what I'm saying? And I sit down there and I listen to this thing and I'm saying, Everybody wants to throw around the word empathy. How about we try throwing around the word patience? Have some patience and allow the system or the process to take its course. And at the end of it all, then we will know. There is nothing that we know right now, but everybody throwing around these words. Empathy. You ready? Okay. It is patience that we need. You almost, boy, I don't know, boy. We need to have some patience and stay and just maintain calm. There is no verdict. You understand what I'm saying, Chef? But everybody just, it's like, and this is a regular thing. These are things that happen regularly in this country. That you have a large group of people outside making noise. They didn't even know it have an offense called causation up to the other day. You would be amazed to know how many people in this country do not understand the law. They don't even know the law. They don't understand the law. So they are coming out now and they're speaking from a position of not knowing, of miseducation. You understand? In a world of misinformation and so on and so forth. And it's because of that I'm saying, everybody just needs to take a step back, relax, and allow the process to take place. Have some patience. But no, noise. Noise is the order of the day. Right? But yeah, I tell you, I don't know. Anyway, those are some of the headlines in the paper. The vast majority is the riot, ASP, defense, riot, police at protest. Attorney says medical delay justified in CD case. TTPS confirms Sealy not designated a fugitive, but they admit they don't know exactly where she is. Yes, Chef, yes, that I just read that. They're saying she's not a fugitive, right? Because remember, she went out of the country to get medical treatment and whatever, right? Which was allowed. Okay? And by the way, I went back and found all the articles from the word go. The first set of articles. And I'm reading those articles. And when reading those articles, I'm saying, but how people saying when they took her to the hospital, why they didn't arrest her? According to her, from the time she went to the hospital, she was under police guard. Right? And what happened? They couldn't charge her yet because remember, the investigation, right. So apparently, you have a particular amount of time, maybe 48 hours, to gather your evidence and whatever. But forensic evidence and those sort of things would not be able to be gathered by then. So her lawyers filed a writ of habeas corpus, right, which would have well, all right, so from the time they filed that writ, the police could not hold her without, evidence or reason to do so, right? So that is why she was allowed to leave and travel and whatever the case might be, right? Her lawyers did file a writ of habeas corpus. But, nobody seems to remember that. Nobody seems to remember that she was under police guard. And if she says so, So like I say, people just speaking from a position of either miseducation, misinformation, or something. Because there are parts of it that people using as arguments that it did not happen. I have all the articles. I just wouldn't go through them today, but I have all. So people, look, the responsible thing for me to tell you as a population is to have patience and allow the process of natural justice to take its course. Okay? God, Lord, eh? Yeah, where I tell you. I don't know, no? I don't know. Anyway, if you've ever considered a lucrative career in massage therapy, people, or cosmetology, why not call the Trinidad and Tobago College of Therapeutic Massage and Beauty Culture Limited? They are now enrolling for September 2026, and you can learn from the experts of 40 years in the field, trained for a job in the fastest growing industry in the world. And of course, they are registered with the Ministry of Education. They are also registered with the Accreditation Council of Trinidad and Tobago. And that, of course, opens the door for a gate-funded massage diploma. They are also registered with the National Training Agency to teach a cosmetology level 2 CVQ. So you can call them now on 658-3907 or WhatsApp them on 496-1111. You could visit their website, www.ttcollegeofmassage.com, and get in contact with them today if you are indeed interested in a career in that field, okay? And then, of course, we have Keolic, several products in the Keolic range, and all, of course, have over 900 scientific research and clinical trials. They're all backed by science, and all are made from that aged garlic extract. So the cleanse and digestion, the blood pressure health, the cholesterol health, the total heart health, the circulation health, the Keo Green Powder drink mix, and the probiotics. These are all available at a pharmacy or a health store across the country. And for further information, you could WhatsApp 728-0338. That is 728-0338. And with that, we say we're going to take the break. When we come back from the break, we're going to get into the interview with the Minister of Sport. So keep it right here. We'll be back after this. Chef!
I'm every woman, evolving, unstoppable even when I need to recharge. That's why I choose Iron Dutch Gentle. Fights fatigue and keeps me strong.
Fine lines, subtle shifts. I support my skin from within to reduce wrinkles.
Hard work takes strength, so I fuel up to stay ready.
Now I'm growing someone new. What I take, she takes too. So I choose what supports her brain from the start.
Wellness looks different for all of us, and I'm not alone. Jameson, trusted by women through every stage and every change.
Friends, this is Chuck Gordon, and David Rudder's music carries wisdom, pride, and the spirit of the Caribbean in every note. And it's an honor to give him his flowers in person on June 6th and 7th. Don't miss it. Man.
Legends need to be celebrated while they can still hear the applause. Trinidad and Tobago, let's show our appreciation for this Calypso giant in Thank You, David.
Calypso. Saturday, June 6th at Napa, Port of Spain. Sunday, June 7th at Sapa, San Fernando.
2 nights, 1 legend, countless unforgettable songs.
Celebrating King David in his presence and performing some of his many hits include Roger George, KV Charles, Christon Joseph, Terry Lyons, Adrian Filbert, Irvin Alves, Chuck Gordon.
Special guests for Napa is Super Bandman, Dane Gulston, and the Lydian Singers.
Special guest for Sapa is world record holder Joshua Regrillo and the Southern Esquire. MC Sonny Bling.
Tickets are only $250 and $300.
Tickets bought by this Saturday, 30th May, cost $25 less. If stocks last, ticket available at islandetickets.com.
At Crosby St. James.
All Kenny Sports.
All Extra Foods Supermarket.
Westby, Tagarigua, Athletes by the Park.
Jumbo Foods, Barataria.
GAC Electrical, opposite Starlight. Tiggermonkton, Main Road. Paulini Drugs, San Fernando.
Mirage Westside Supermarket in Arima.
Napa and Sapa box offices. For more info, call 491-1802.
Thank you, David.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supply of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78, Bamboo Settlement number 2, Valsane, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
TT Bet Arena is your one-stop entertainment destination in Trinidad and Tobago. Bet on international sport, pre-game and live wagering, all with real-time odds. Enjoy live casino games, slot machines, plus American and English horse racing. With your phone or laptop, you can bet anytime, anywhere with fast, secure payments and TT dollars. Signing up is easy. Go to ttbetarena.com, create your free account, and make a deposit. Now you're ready for exciting entertainment and the chance to win extra cash or even a big jackpot. Visit us on Arapita Avenue in Woodbrook or on Milford Road in Crown Point, Tobago, where you can also watch and wager. To learn more, call or WhatsApp 494-0634 or 287-2128. TT Bet Arena, the #1 name in TNT for sports betting, casino games, and international horse racing.
Feeling distance in your relationship or sensing someone interfering between you and your partner? Connect with Pandit Anirudh, known for powerful and result-oriented love solutions. His effective love spells have helped many reunite with lost partners. If you face family conflict, marriage issues, negativity, or financial stress, his strong mantras bring quick relief. Know what lies ahead in your love life and future through powerful astrology readings. Many lives have changed. Now it's your turn. Contact +1 868 278 0399.
Every day at the castle, long before we open our doors, our work begins. Our famous seasonings are mixed in advance. We select our fresh chicken parts and prep our delicious sides. Then we fire up the fryers and rotisserie oven. Everything is made with tasty local herbs, spices, and the same long-loved recipe since 1968. So, when you come in, remember that we uphold our culture and our taste just for you. We are your Royal Castle.
You will not deny that this is the maddest place on earth, and we go shout from the top of the mountain. This is the greatest place, our great escape, my favorite space, the maddest place on earth. Would you believe me when I tell you? Better you come and take a sample. A little bit is still a lot to handle, but you can find no other example. You need to fly right up to the maddest place on earth. Can't tell no lie.
Air conditioning problems? Then look no further. A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an easy solution for all your automotive, commercial, and domestic air conditioning needs. With 2 convenient locations to serve you, A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an extensive range of parts and services, including pressure test kits, refrigerator parts, front and rear evaporators for maxi taxis. They also cater for both foreign and local automobile models like Kia, Hyundai, Honda, Nissan, and more. So pay them a visit today at either of their 2 locations. Number 36 Alfonso Street, Sangre Grande. Phone 784-2707 or 386-5700. And number 133 corner Roland Street and Bonaventure Main Road, Gasparillo. Phone 312-2245 or 782-9720.
Astrologer Mohit Ji is known for providing insightful astrology guidance for complex life situations, dealing with love confusion, delayed marriage, partner distancing, or serious relationship breakdowns. His approach focuses on understanding the root cause and guiding you toward the right path. If financial instability or business setbacks are affecting you, His spiritual remedies may support positive change. With psychic reading, horoscope analysis, and palm insights, he offers practical clarity. His services also include protection from negative energies and removal of bad luck. Call at +1 868 334 2796.
All right, people, so we're back. And like I said, we have an interview. I've been talking about it all week. Sports is very near and dear to my heart. Of course, I do have a 5K, which takes place in April every year. And, we know that, all the talk that's going around on a matter that we're really not supposed to be discussing in depth continues to take place. I'd rather leave that alone today and focus on sports. We have a lot of athletes with a lot of potential, and we have a Minister of Sport who is doing a lot of work as well across the board for sport. But, nobody has gotten the opportunity to sit and chat with him. So this is our first. This is actually the first interview that Minister Watts has done since taking office. He hasn't sat with any other media. And, I just called and I said, look, I want to find out about sports, I'm passionate about sports. So I want to get a little sit down with the minister to chat on a few issues. So we sat with him at the Hazy Crawford Stadium last weekend. And it was supposed to be a 20-minute interview. It ended up to be an hour and 13. We had to cut out about 13 minutes of it and bring it down to an hour. So we've done the best that we could do with that edit. Hopefully we didn't take out too much of the spice. But nevertheless, it is what it is. Let me just say good morning to Chef very quickly here before we move on. Chefos.
Good morning to the Caribbean and to the wider world. And welcome to the #1 morning program.
Nice, man. What is the breakfast sauce this
morning?
morning?
Indian arrival week is upon us, and I see earlier on you had Chef Umesh was here.
Yes.
And he spoke about the Indian cuisine. And
you know him?
Yeah.
We know him? All familiar? All right.
Yeah, we know each other. I know when he came here as the Hilton chef many years ago.
Okay.
And I met him last week at a meeting we had in Hyatt last week as well too.
All right, so nice man.
I say it's a small community, It's a small community.
It's a small community. Nice one.
So we talk about the different spices and the food and stuff like that, and we talk about Rogan Josh. Rogan Josh is a lamb curry, a red lamb curry.
Okay.
So I was here early this morning earlier.
I noticed he said lamb curry and not curry lamb.
Right. So we do. It's a combination of spices.
I noticed he said it too. Yes. Lamb curry. Yeah.
So we did a Rogan Josh lamb, what he spoke about, and I'm doing a butter chicken now, and I also do instead of curry mango, I do not tandoori mango.
Okay.
Tandoori mango, and we're gonna make some. I have some little roti here.
God,
we're gonna make some little salad. We're gonna make a little salad roti.
He had to put the flour inside of it.
So we're gonna make a little salad roti this one.
Gosh, I tried to take a break from the flour, but I not.
I was not trying to take a break from the flour, but I mean, a little thing in between.
Yeah, that's why I ain't starting in gym until Monday. Because no Indian arrival, it was coming. I love curry.
Yeah, this is
I can't curry with rice and thing, it had to be bust up short.
Yeah, this is a busy curry weekend.
Very busy, especially for me. We have a corridor competition to host in Sipario on Saturday. Yeah, that should be a big one. All right, so we're going to be judging, not host, but a judge.
So we come in Sipario. So we come in Sipario tomorrow.
Yeah, so we're heading down to Sipario tomorrow. All right, nice. With that, I want to take you to the interview with Minister Watts. Please listen if you have an interest in sport. I know a large part of the audience do. He's trying his utmost best. He has some obstacles in front of him to overcome, but he's doing a lot of work that a lot of people are not seeing. And a lot of that work that he's doing, we're going to see that, develop very soon, maybe before the end of the year. So, guys, take me to the part 1, and we'll do part 2 in the second hour. Let's go. All right, people. So we have the pleasure of sitting here today at the Hazy Crawford Stadium with the Honorable Minister of Sport, Minister Philip Watts. And we managed to kind of corner him at the stadium here because right now we have the elite, we are the closing of the Sportity Elite Psychology Junior Program.
Elite Athlete Sports Psychology Program, yeah.
All right, so when was this launched and
we launched
how
this
did the
program?
go?
We launched this program 6 weeks ago, and we continue to launch programs to develop our young athletes and our youths.
Right.
Right? We continue to launch programs at the ministry to develop our young athletes.
Right.
When we develop them, we spend money, we invest into them, then we ask them to do what we call national service. National service is part of the Ministry of Sport and Youth Affairs, right?
Okay.
But most people don't understand national service. But what we are doing is getting value for money. When we develop our young people, then we put them in like this particular cohort.
Right.
We would ask them to come back to do national service, meaning go into the primary schools and mentor the kids in the primary school with what they would have learned in this particular program.
Okay.
This particular program will be able to mold and shape these athletes into better young adults.
Right.
Right? Yeah.
Cause I was now talking to Mr. Board here as we was waiting because he real picture taken out and together the athletes Sunday. But we were talking about so often people has missed the psychological aspect of sport. We just focus on the mental, the nutritional, all these little things. But the psychological part of it, you really have to be mentally strong in terms of when you're going up to compete at a world-class level.
Youth psychology, right, and youth mental is a very, very important, a very fundamental part of development for young athletes. And some people, we miss the ball. Some people don't understand that because sometimes young people go through all kind of different traumas. Maybe they have problems at home, they have problems at school, right? And they go through this kind of mental challenge. But we are taking our athletes and we are ensuring that we develop them from that mental standpoint to be able to go out into the world, not only into the world, but they will give back to their communities and be better youths in their communities.
All right, nice man. Talking about youths, the primary school cricket league. I understand that well underway. How that going so far?
Well, the primary school cricket league, what we are doing to develop cricket, I as minister would have taken a different approach. What you would have seen last year is the Java cricket. What we did from the Java cricket during the July-August vacation, we enroll almost 2,500, 2,600 young persons into the Java. What
Primary
we did
school level?
At the primary school level. Now, from time to time, you would see government and ministries spending money just to put on a program to say, hey, we did a program.
Right.
We are not about that. We are about longevity. We are monitoring and evaluating the athletes and athlete development. With the Java, we would have invested in community cricket, Java cricket, with kids from 7 to 17 years old. What we did, this wasn't just a program where you just do something for doing something's sake or doing a program during the July, August for the record that you did something as a ministry. What we did, we identify all the better players, the talented ones, and we placed them after July, August into an elite program.
Okay.
So we captured all our, sometimes you go to certain communities, like you go to Toko, you go to places like Talparo, those rural areas, and the kids are naturally athletic. Right? So one, we give them that opportunity, these kids in rural areas, to come out and get professional training and participate in a camp, a July-August vacation camp, while we capture the talent, and then we took the talented ones and put them into an elite athlete program, cricket program for kids.
Okay.
And we're monitoring them from there now, and then we will move them from stage to stage. Then in January of this year, we would have launched win ball cricket in schools. We would have hired some of our best coaches in Trinidad. We would have hired people like Darren Bravo and we put them out into community cricket. But we will get to that in a while. We would have hired almost 40-something coaches and placed them into primary schools and zoned them out to do win ball cricket, to teach kids in school the basics. While we're doing that and while we are there with that particular program, the program started in January. It should end sometime at the end of May. The coaches are identifying natural talent. Sometimes you will find kids in school who are natural bowlers, who are natural batsmen, who naturally talented.
Right.
We are going to take them from there and put them into the same elite program, right? And we monitor them from there.
Okay.
Then we started now the community hardball cricket. This is for kids now from 12 to 17.
12 to 17,
communities. So you're giving kids in the community itself the opportunity to come out, and this is where we would have hired professional coaches, like I said before, people like Darren Bravo, you have Mervyn Dillon and all these fellas involved in this particular program. We also using the ambassadors to our sport ambassadors, Bravo, Kyron Pollard and the Nicholas Puran in these programs to go out there and motivate the kids, because part of building the mental of kids, the mental psyche, you also try to motivate them also too. So one, we are employing our past cricketers, ex-cricketers who would have retired now, creating employment for them while they take their knowledge and transfer it to these young kids, upcoming kids. Right?
Yeah, because I mean, the rural, you mentioned the rural areas, eh?
Yeah.
And a lot of people didn't know it had Keyshawn Walcott until he was in the Olympics throwing the javelin, eh?
Yeah. And I would have had the opportunity to meet Keyshawn as a 12-year-old.
Serious?
When I was a contractor at that point in time, and I met him. He was home alone with his young brother. But that's a story for another day, right? And I was very shocked to see Keyshawn a couple of years after, this same little guy I met in Tuarush. Right? He's from Tuarush in Toko. End up an Olympic gold medalist, right?
Wow.
So we take youth development at the ministry very, very seriously.
Nice one.
Yeah, so all this cricket that is happening, we are also working very, very closely with NGBs, because the NGBs are conduit between the athlete and the ministry. What the ministry really do is give funding to the NGBs, right? But the ministry really don't get down into the nitty-gritty of the actual sport itself and dictate the pace of the NGB. So what we tend to do, when we roll out programs like these programs that I'm now telling you about that we have in communities, we would reach out to TTCB, right? Okay. Because cricket.
Cricket, yeah.
TTCB would have played an instrumental role in developing this particular hardball cricket program that we are running in communities.
Okay, brilliant.
They were also instrumental in recommending coaches. So we work very, very closely with NGBs, and we respect the NGBs, right, for the work that they put out, because in most instances, these are people, the NGBs are people who come together as a group who has the passion for the sport. They just love the sport and want to give back, and we respect that. We honor them for that, and we want to work very closely with them.
Right. Now on the end, as you touch on the NGBs, let me just ask you about this. I read a little while back, a couple months ago, right? They were capped with a certain budget, right? I think it was 1.3 million or some kind of thing like that, right? Some figure around that, somewhere around that number. And I remember Sport TT was saying, listen, let us know what is your premier events, your most important events. You want to have the most impact, because I think that's important to mention, because a lot of times we just have events for having them sake.
Yeah.
And you're having them and it's not really, it's not helping the athletes to develop, it's not growing the community or anything like that. It's just having an event for having its sake. So if the resources now, you take the resources and you put it into the right areas and the right events where you're having the biggest impact, how important is that for the development of sport across all different sports?
So let me explain NGBs and how NGBs work along with the ministry.
Right.
We have the Ministry of Sport itself, and then you have the Sport Company of Trinidad, which falls under the umbrella of the Ministry of Sport.
Right.
In total, we have 52 NGBs across Trinidad and Tobago. We have 15, which is the 15 larger NGBs, like the NTRAs and TTOC and all these people. They will fall under the purview of Sport TT. The smaller NGBs, which is about 37 of them, fall under the Ministry of Sport, like PICAT and all of these, right?
All right, yeah.
Good. So to access funding, there's a process in the ministry, right? So you will apply for the grant funding. For example, the Olympic Committee, TTOC, they would apply for $4 million to go to the CAC games. They will to go to other games. They will apply to the ministry. But there's something called a rubric in the ministry that you use as to how you give funding to these particular NGBs. Now, Sport TT, they will make the recommendation when the board meets, and the board will be advised by the actual people who run the departments in Sport TT, the relevant department.
Okay.
The board now will then do a note and say, okay, this particular NGB, let's say TTOC, apply for 4 million. They would have asked for certain information to see exactly why they're asking for this particular funding, to justify why they want this particular funding. And then the board now will send a note to the permanent secretary. When the note gets to the permanent secretary now will review and then send to the minister.
Okay.
Where the minister now will review and decide, well, okay, yes. The minister then will then make a decision whether he's taking that note to cabinet, because you cannot release that funding unless cabinet give oversight and give the okay with it.
Okay.
Only then and then when cabinet approves it, then you have what they call the pink slip, right? The approval will go back to the permanent secretary. Permanent secretary then will instruct Sport TT to go ahead with the payment. So it's a process.
Right.
At the Ministry of Sport now, where you have the 37 NGBs, the smaller NGBs, they use the rubric system to give them funding and also grant funding to individuals or clubs. So you apply, and what the ministry asks for, they ask you to apply for your funding 3 months before the actual event. So for example, we're in May, right?
Yeah.
So if your club want to travel in September, it is expected that you apply for your funding and give us all the information, right? So we could cross-check and vet that. When you apply, the application comes into the grant secretariat. The grant secretariat is really like the secretaries and who will receive the document.
Right.
So they tick their box, they receive this. From the grant secretariat, it goes to the physical education department, right, and sport development department. They will review that particular document. They will review all your documents. If you're missing documents, they'll reach out to you. They'll say, hey, I need to get invoices here, right, to see exactly what you're using this funding for. They now will make a recommendation using a particular rubric, right? And then they will send that to now what we call the grants committee. The grants committee now is a separate set of persons, but they will now review that. The grants committee will make recommendations and say, you know what, we have questions here for the physical education unit who recommended this.
Right.
Or we don't think this particular person here performing or this club performing, right? Because you will tend to want to give funding to the people who performing, who meddling and all that kind of thing.
Right.
So you wouldn't find where this one particular person you never heard about before, getting, for example, $300,000 as an individual person receiving funding to go to play golf or whatever.
Okay.
But yet for all, you have people like Liam Carrington and they who breaking records all over the world and medaling gold medals. You want to give Liam $50,000.
Right.
So the grants committee is there to question that, why and what and oversee. So you have more oversight here now. Then it goes back to the permanent secretary to review and then come back to the minister.
Right.
And only then and then the minister will sign off and give approval, and then it goes back to permanent secretary, it goes back to accounts to cut checks. And then the permanent secretary now need to take that. Once it is approved by the minister,
right,
and she need to apply now to Ministry of Finance for the release of those funding, for the funding to come across now into our account, and then we cut the checks and call in the athletes and distribute. This is why we ask for 3 months before the actual date of your travel.
Well, I just want to say, right, you know, we just hear all kind of talk about things going on in ministry and this going on here and that going on there, right? I don't think anybody that I've ever sat with, right, holding a ministerial post has ever explained the entire process from point A to point Z as you just did. And I think that is valuable information generally.
This is
across
just
the board.
not the total explanation of it.
It
Then
has more?
we have now the NGB. The NGB has a responsibility now,
right,
whether it be the larger NGBs under Sport TT or the NGBs under Ministry of Sport, they have a responsibility. When they travel and they get back into the country, there's something called reconciliation.
Okay.
Right? This is where we decide whether you are compliant. To be compliant, you must reconcile, and I will explain the reconciliation to you. And to also be compliant, we need to see your audited accounts. You need to be up to date.
Right.
We're just not going to give you money just like that, Vike. This is taxpayers' dollars we are playing with. We are the managers of taxpayers' dollars in the country, and we need to be accountable for every single dollar that we spend of taxpayers' money. So the reconciliation process, when we give money to you, if we give you $2 million, you travel with your team, you do whatever, when you return to Trinidad, you have a certain amount of time to come back to us with all your bills and show us exactly how this money was spent. If we give you $2 million and you have $20 balance that unaccounted for, you need to now repay the ministry that $20. This is what we call reconciliation.
Wow.
Now, what we are experiencing and what has been happening, what I realized when I became the minister, when I got in there in May last year, we had only 4, between Sport TT and the ministry, the 52 NGBs, 4 NGBs only was compliant with the ministry.
4 out of 52?
4 out of 52. You're using taxpayers' money and not accounting for taxpayers' money. And we're giving you a certain amount of time to reconcile when you return from your trip.
Right.
1, all right. 2, we'll sort of look at you. 3, you're overdoing it now. But 8?
8, yeah. 8 is...
And then when we shoot down your application, because you are not reconciling, you run to the media.
Right.
But you're not telling the media why we didn't grant you the funding. Again, as I said, and I want to reiterate, we are managers of taxpayers' dollars.
Yeah.
We cannot, so whatever was happening before and what they was accustomed to before, we never changed the rules. We never changed the rules.
They just weren't playing by the rules.
The only thing I did as the minister was change the grants committee.
Okay.
To avoid any type of corruption or anything like that, I wanted an independent grants committee. We should not have anyone from the physical education unit or persons, the same set of people in the physical education unit, doing the fleets need to hold NGBs accountable for their actions.
Right.
And their time to deal with that is when the NGBs has their AGMs.
Okay.
And if a particular team or a board not working properly for you, you need to put somebody there to represent you. And they have their chance when the AGM. But in certain instances, what I'm seeing also too as minister, there are certain NGBs that not doing AGMs at all.
Okay.
But they are NGBs, so government cannot really get down deep into their operation. What we could do, we will make you accountable for our subvention.
All right, fair enough, yeah.
Right? You need to answer for the subvention because they don't answer to us with respect to other sponsorship. So if corporate TT give a NGB sponsorship, they don't need to account to us for that.
So they just say, okay, well, I get 100,000 from this corporate entity here.
They don't say that.
And, you know, right, so, okay. So they apply for one thing through the ministry.
Yeah.
And then they will pick up corporate sponsorship
they will
along
get
the way.
Corporate sponsorship.
Right, but that is not,
And,
it doesn't, one doesn't offset the other.
As we on that particular point, yesterday, I met with Sport TT and the TTFA. You know, there's a big thing going on right now.
There's a big work
right? Now, ask yourself this question. Is the Ministry of Sport, the minister or government, responsible for the performance of the football team? What do you think?
No.
What are your views?
No.
No?
I would
Good.
say no.
Right. But what government does is give them financial support.
Right.
And as minister, I would have ensured that we release monies to the TTFA for their football. So anything happening there with them and their non-payment to their coaches and whatnot has nothing to do with government or the ministry or anything like that. Again, although the NGB fall under the Ministry of Sport, well, Sport TT, they are really a governing body that is governed by FIFA. So they answerable to FIFA and not really Sport TT or government.
Okay.
They're just a national governing body, and we give them subvention.
Okay. Well, I think we have an understanding of the NGBs and everything and how it operates there. I just wanna come back to the cricket CPL. Of course, we Trinbago Knight Riders defending champions. So how is it looking with the CPL? We hosting any games, anything like that? What's going on there?
Most definitely, we wouldn't do that to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, right? So the cabinet would have approved it and whatnot. So yes, the people of Trinidad and Tobago will have their 5 games this year. We're going to have 3 games at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy and 2 at the Queen's Park Oval.
2 at the Queen's Park Oval. A couple of people is talking about that. Cricket coming back to the Queen's Park Oval. Because the Oval is the Oval is cricket.
You see why the CPL they wanted to host all their games in one location. Remember, you into this business to move equipment from one stadium
to the next.
There's a cost. And with business, you try to save. Every red cent that we could save is a business. So, but we told them, we say no, we need to get some games in Port of Spain.
Well, I have a little bacchanal question, you know. CPL is franchise cricket, right? So you have all these foreign players coming to play for Trinbago Knight Riders, a franchise.
Right.
So the Trinidad and Tobago cricket team just won the 4-day tournament for the first time in 20 years.
Yes.
Right. So you have you had any conversation with the team or anything like that?
I had conversation with Riyadh Emirates yesterday.
Okay.
I spoke with someone else from the team the day before, and unfortunately I couldn't make it to the airport to meet the team. I would have loved to meet the team at the airport because they did really, really well. And I want to go back now to what you are hearing in the public domain, because I know there are other radio stations carrying our program today. They are saying that sports is at its all-time low in Trinidad under this particular government. This is what I'm hearing in the public domain, and nothing is happening in sport. But let's jog our memory a little bit.
Right.
Since I've been here as the Minister of Sport, TKR won the CPL.
Right.
Then we had Keyshawn Walcott bringing home gold. We had Jareem bringing home silver. Now we have this, we had Carifta.
The Carifta athletes with the medal.
And the Carifta team actually performed the best in 11 years.
Right.
And we had people like Liam Carrington breaking 5 world records, coming home with 9 goals. And the track and field team performed. So overall, I think we ended up second to Jamaica.
Yes.
And we didn't do that in a long time. So this is the best performance of any Carifta team for the past 11 years. So then, do you think sport is going up or it going down?
No, look like, well, for me, it's going up.
Think good things happening in sport.
Yeah, it's an upward trajectory. That's what it looking like.
There are certain sports also too, like the MMA. I saw our MMA fighters came home from Brazil last year with about 80-something medals. And those are things that you don't see out there in the public space.
That's true.
People more concentrate on football and cricket and you know, like Carifta and whatnot. And I am here to give our athletes full support. You see what's happening here today?
Yeah.
This is what we are doing. So I am on the button as a Minister of Sport. I know exactly where I want to take sport. I know exactly what I want to see. What you would have seen to last year, early in my tenure, we would have cut ribbon to open 2 elite athlete high-performance gym.
Right, yes, I remember that,
Right. And when you look across the world, a lot of countries who is performing, they are having large high-performance facilities for their athletes. A high-performance facility is just not a facility where you go for strength training. You can also go, if you have an injury, you can go there to recover. It's a recovery center also, too, right? So what I'm doing, the economy is not the best right now, right? We all know that.
We all know that. That's not a secret.
And what we are trying to do is utilize space that we already have, like the stadiums. So this is why you would see at the Racket Center, we open a high-performance gym, the elite athlete high-performance gym. And I'm going a little further with that. What I'm trying to do is open, we don't have that level of funding to do one massive elite athlete stadium or something, but what we are doing satellites all over the country.
Okay.
So we have one here at the stadium, we have one at the aquatic center now, We have one at the Racket Center. I plan to open a high-performance gym at the Larry Gomes Stadium and maybe one at Mani Ramjan. So what you have is East, West, North, South, Central. You have a high-performance elite athlete gym so that athletes from all over different parts of the country could go there. And what we're going to do is give them full access to these gyms.
Okay.
Where not only athletes, those type of athletes, we are giving also to, we met with Special Olympics and we are giving our differently able athletes who could use the gym. Full usage of the gym.
Beautiful.
We are serious about developing our athletes. Now, not only that, what I've instructed the new CEO of Sport TT to do is to start hiring sports psychologists, dietitians, physiotherapists, and all that, so that when these athletes go there, whether you are a footballer, a cricketer, a badminton player, we are giving these athletes, all our athletes, track and field, full access to these gyms, and they will get full access to all these people I'm speaking about.
Okay.
Right? Physiotherapists, everybody. So we are working closely with the Defense Force too, to have some of their people there, because and at no cost to us. This is the direction we're heading with sport and sport development in the country.
Nice, man.
And I'm only 12 months in.
You're only 12 months in?
I'm only 12 months in.
I tell all you real what going on, you know. You mentioned the stadiums and the cost. Gene Pier under the Ministry of Sport or Gene Pier complexes? Where is going on Gene Pier? I pass it on the way in.
I was trusting that you wouldn't go there, but you're going there.
I pass it on the way in, that's what I asked.
You're going there. Now, I had a meeting with Sport TT to understand this Gene Pier complex. Not only Gene Pier complex, Skinner Park was our next project too. That the previous government camouflaged to be under the Ministry of Sport. But what they did, you would have seen UDCOT just move across under to the Prime Minister office. And then they had a UDCOT chairman. So what was happening and what Sport TT explained to me, Sport TT really was used as a rubber stamp for these massive projects. Sport TT had nothing to do with those projects. They just used Sport TT to facilitate funding to pass through Sport TT. UDCOT conceptualized the entire project. They decided what they wanted to do under Noel Garcia. And again, it was under the Prime Minister. They moved UDCOT under the Prime Minister office and moved it from the Housing Ministry. And so Sport TT had no say in the design drawings or what now as a client. You would hire a project manager, which is UDCOT. So let's say we are Sport TT. We are the client. This is our facility. The facility falls under us. They would go to UDCOT and say, here what? We want to change the Mondo in the National Stadium. We want to paint this particular room. We want to change lights. We want to upgrade the power supply to this particular part of the building. They will give the project manager the instruction as to what they want. The project manager will go back to the drawing board. They will develop what Sport TT asks for. They will do conceptualized drawings to go out for tender. They will do a full breakdown bill of quantity scope of works. And then you send that out to tender. And you come back now and you say, okay, this project will cost 100 million. Sport TT had no say in that at all. They never asked for anything. They never decided what is going to be done. Imagine, they came up with variation works too. How could you be working for a client as a project manager, but you determining the variation works and how much the variation could cost without telling the actual client itself? If Sport TT was supposed to be the client. So was himself to himself, the project manager was running the whole show, but he was just using Sport TT to really facilitate the payment. Sport TT had no say in anything. They had no say in anything. So the Gene Pier Complex project, which you're just telling me, we just outside here. Sport TT had no say in that. They had no say in the scope of works, what should be done, what shouldn't be done. If there's variation, they had nothing to do with it.
All right, people.
I'm every woman, evolving, unstoppable even when I need to recharge. That's why I choose Iron Dutch Gentle. Fights fatigue and keeps me strong.
Fine lines, subtle shifts. I support my skin from within to reduce wrinkles.
Hard work takes strength, so I fuel up to stay ready.
Now I'm growing someone new. What I take, she takes too. So I choose what supports her brain from the start.
Wellness looks different for all of us, and I'm not alone. Jameson, trusted by women through every stage and every change.
Astrologer Mohit Ji is known for providing insightful astrology guidance for complex life situations, dealing with love confusion, delayed marriage, partner distancing, or serious relationship breakdowns. His approach focuses on understanding the root cause and guiding you toward the right path. If financial instability or business setbacks are affecting you, his spiritual remedies may support positive change. With psychic reading, horoscope analysis, and palm insights, he offers practical clarity. His services also include protection from negative energies and removal of bad luck. Call at +1 868 334 2796.
Welcome to Caribbean Tourist Villa, your home away from home in the heart of Port of Spain. With over 25 years of trusted hospitality, Caribbean Tourist Villa has been a reliable choice for both business professionals and vacationers. Our guest rooms are thoughtfully equipped with all the essentials for a relaxing and productive stay, and our tranquil pool area is perfect for relaxation after a busy
surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE. That is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
Master Ganesh Bhargav offers powerful guidance for all kinds of life problems, doubts, confusion, protection needs, and clarity. His astrology practice comes from a powerful ancestral tribal lineage with over 500 years of astrological and spiritual practice. Bhargav Ji does not dominate or pressure clients. Instead, he focuses on fixing problems with care and balance. His reunion love spells and death reversal spells are designed to restore harmony and provide lifetime protection. This is not individual effort alone, but collective spiritual power working for you. Many clients notice strong positive changes within a few sessions. Call +1 868 347 2350.
Yes, people. So, I have my meal here, and I've already begun to get down into it. I hope you all are enjoying the interview with Minister of Sport, Philip Watts. Hopefully, with permission, I can get some other interviews with some other ministers so we could get a lot of information out there. As you could see, so far, he's given a lot of information, including that process and why they ask you to apply 3 months in advance. And that's not just for his ministry. That's basically for any ministry that you're applying for a grant. They always ask you to apply 3 months in advance. And when he went through that entire process, I hope that you all could understand why they request 3 months in advance. All right? Now we're going to get to part 2 because we have Sherwin Winchester coming up as well inside this hour. But just before we get to part 2, I want to remind you that the Chef Shiraz Culinary Academy, that's right, courses all the way from June to August, from the 6th of June all the way down to the 10th of August, including the kids cooking, the kids summer cooking classes, certificate in culinary arts, international creative cuisine, and the food coursing, restaurant and catering workshop. And of course, you could sign up with Chef today and get yourself registered by WhatsApping him or calling him on 372-4639. That is 372-4639 or 737-5097. That is 737-5097. So get registered now for any one of those courses. And of course, Chef and I will be in Siparia on Saturday. Also, Setwayo's Holistic Health Clinic, powered by Nutritional Therapy. And Setwayo's Health Clinic is very simple. Instead of managing a disease, all he is saying is that you have the opportunity to reverse it, but you got to act quickly. All right, you can't wait till last minute. Now, it's all powered by Nutritional Therapy, and it is drug-free, supplement-free. It is all about root cause healing through nutritional therapy. So book your appointment today on 279-3935 or 761-1952. And you could also order sets book. You are not sick, you are malnourished, all right? And you can pick it up in RIK bookstores nationwide. Or you can go to Amazon or Nelson's in Tobago if you're in Tobago. All right? Brilliant. Now, of course, Titi Batarina started with us last.
Welcome to Antigua Mars. Them people have no behavior, they have no behavior. Welcome to Antigua Mars. Clear out, how you know it's danger, how you know it's danger. When it comes to Mars, it was that layer. Welcome to Antigua Mars. Them people have no behavior, they have no behavior. Welcome to Antigua Mars. Clear out, how you know it's danger, how you know it's danger. When it comes to Mars, it was that layer. Welcome to Antigua Mars. Them people have no behavior, they have no behavior. Welcome to Antigua Mars. Clear out, how you know it's danger, how you know it's danger. When it comes to Mars, it was that layer.
Check out everything there and get yourself registered today. Okay? Nice one. All right. So, we want to get back to the interview, part 2 of the interview with Minister Watts, and we have Shobin Winchester coming on in just a little bit. So take us to part 2, because this one is about 31 minutes. So after this, we'll take a break and get straight to Shobin Winchester, and then we're going to wrap things up, right? So take us to part 2 with Minister Watts.
Same thing with Skinner Park, and Skinner Park would have cost us about $100 and something million. And at the end of the day, at the end of the project, you end up with a hockey-sized football field. You end up with a cycling track that not built for speed.
Yeah.
How could you invest $100 and something million of taxpayers' dollars in a facility on a track for cycling and it not built for speed?
Exactly.
And then again now, you would have seen what happened a couple of months ago, unfortunately, with a cyclist at that same particular
Skinner Park, yeah.
And I want to make it absolutely clear that that particular facility does not fall under Sport TT's purview.
That fall under who? Corporation?
The San Fernando
City Corporation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, before every single activity happened there, you're supposed to have safety officers to go there to ensure that the track is safe, that the entire facility is safe for athletes to participate there. And that wasn't done.
Right.
Right? The rails, they're supposed to be padded. So if an athlete is to crash, they will hit the padding and just fall.
And fall back, yeah.
Instead, you had steel spiking off the rails and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
that was horrible.
That facility should really be brought back under Sport TT, because we have the technical capabilities to oversee all those facilities.
Okay.
The Gene Fair Complex.
Everything down there.
With the arrangement with Udicot, they didn't pay the contractor. They owed the contractor a lot of money, right? And this is something that was happening with the previous government. They knew that they were flat broke. They didn't have no money. But to make the citizens feel like something happening in the country, they were using contractors' money. So they would award a contract knowing that you don't have money to pay the contractor and using the contractor's money. And this is why you would see a lot of projects just hang up, and they're trying to make it look like it's this government came in like a big bad wolf and shut down projects.
Right.
There isn't a single project under my ministry or my purview that I would have shut down. None. The reason why the project shut down is because they couldn't pay the contractors. We met their contractors with high valuation payments that was certified, and they had no money to pay them.
Wow.
This is what happened.
Wow.
So they're trying to make it look like this particular government now shut down all the projects. We came in like a big bad wolf and shut down everything. No.
But that's not the case.
No.
As we're talking about facilities, we have 10 swimming pools, only 3 of them optional, operational.
Yeah.
I believe, right? So what's going on with the other 7 then?
Right.
Which are the 3 that are operational, and what's going on with the other 7?
We have Malabar, we have Diego Martin, and one in San Fernando supposed to be operational.
Okay.
Right? The balance of swimming pools, some are run by the Defense Force.
Okay.
And when I came in there, we met those swimming pools down. But remember, most of them had contracts awarded to them. And if you listen to my answers to San Fernando East in the parliament recently, what I found, a swimming pool went down like Coquier, Paul Coquier, went down for repairs to a pump.
Right.
Sometime in 2023. Then they came and awarded a contract for 1-point-something million because they said it had variation works. The pool didn't open yet. When I mean reopen.
Okay.
After all our work, the pool didn't reopen after 1.8 million.
Right.
They came and they said, well, we have a next variation. They're trying to award a next variation again. So then really and truly, and this carries us back now to the point where under the previous government, they were using incompetent consultants and they had incompetent staff. Because if you send an engineer to scope something, you realize, okay, a pump went down, or the sump pump in the sump pump room not pushing the water out of the pump room fast enough. Okay? you scope that, you send that out for tender, you give a contractor that.
Right.
How you end up with the $1 million now in variation on a swimming pool when the pool went down for a pump issue? And after all that 1.8 million, still the pool can open, something definitely wrong.
Yeah.
It's either it's corruption or the consultant you're using don't know what he's doing. One out of the two, right?
Right.
So we need to figure all this out first as to what happened, why did they do that, and now we have our engineers, because what happened to, at the ministry, one of the project managers, the senior project manager, his contract was renewed, and the assistant left the job because they tell themselves that when we come in, we would have investigated a lot of things, because they started to sing to me and tell me exactly all the corruption that was happening. And nobody wanted no part. Down to the QS in the engineering department left the job too, right? So it took us a while to rehire people, and now that we have all our engineers on board now, we're sending them out there now to scope these projects. But remember, in the budget, you would have had allocation. Those things wouldn't have been catered for in the budget.
In the budget, right.
Right. But we're scoping the projects now to see, because we don't want to give people haphazard work and say, you know, we putting out a tender there, this is what we scope. And at the end of the project, the swimming pool still cannot open.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're working assiduously to bring all these swimming pools back up and running, and we should have them
We
there.
have real talent in that field. I mean, we've done extremely well in the
Yeah.
sport of swimming.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, you mentioned is Liam Carrington. I
Yeah.
remember Anil, the first time I heard about him is Anil Roberts went to, I think it was the Pan Am Games a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And he did a video and he shouted about Liam Carrington. So we have a lot of young talent coming up in that particular area. I'd really like to see them develop and, you know, reach the Olympics and do well at the Olympics, you
I'll
know.
give you an example too of one of these swimming pools, like in Mova. The
Right,
MP for
yeah.
Mova keep asking me about the pool, but that particular pool was maintained by UDCOT.
Okay.
And what happened is that UDCOT in January would have written to us now and say, you know what, they're giving up that particular pool back to the ministry. So now we have to go back to the drawing board now, scope the job, have our internal engineers scope the job, and then find the money to actually do whatever repairs to
Right.
the pool. And
All right.
that pool was down for the past almost 2 years.
Wow. Yeah, it's been
When
down.
I
Yeah,
asked
it has been down a while, yeah.
Pools, when I asked the Defense Force what happening, imagine they had contractors, simple things like water green. And I keep asking the people at the ministry why we cannot get the water right. Why terminate the services of the contractor, because you have a contractor there who cannot get the water clear.
Yeah.
How you all arrive at hiring these contractors?
Right.
You know, so public servants have a lot to play in what happened at the ministry too. Because
Right.
sometimes they could misinform a minister and tell you what they want to tell you.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just want to ask two more questions, but I'm going to throw about 3 different programs into one, because I think all of them connected, right? So the 40 under 40 program, right? Then you have the certificates of participation that I understand, you know, athletes would participate, they would get a certificate, and then they could move on to employment and so on and so forth. I don't know how you're restructuring that, or what is the status of that. But let me work on those two first, the 40 under 40 and the certificate of participation. Because I know it had another program that was running under the former Minister of National Services, Foster Cummins. Well, your opponent up in La Horquetta, who declared himself Mayor Bear, but he also had a program going where there was land involved, and a loan, like a $20,000 loan, things like that. What's the status of those things? Has anybody, you know, benefited from it? And what do you plan to do with those programs?
So the 40 under 40 program, which Hans Devines would have been part of.
Right.
Right? That's the same program with the same certificate. So it's the same thing.
It's the
more or
same thing,
less,
right,
yeah.
good.
That program would have run its course, right?
Okay.
That doesn't mean, now, I'll tell you this. There isn't a single program that the PNM or the opposition could say that this particular minister shut down. I allowed between May and September for all the programs to run its course. I never stop any program.
Okay.
Right? So the 40 under 40 would have run its course. I met it there and they had something going on. It would have run its course. But when I looked at most of the programs that they had there, it's hollow. Most of them is just like participation certificates the youths might get. You cannot go and get a good job with a participation certificate.
Right. So it's like a shell company that somebody sets up. Right.
So, where is the actual evidence of 40 over 40 being a successful program? Where was the monitoring and evaluation to tell me as the incoming minister that this was a successful program?
Right.
There's nothing, and most of the courses and programs that they were running is like that. But I will get just now to the same program that you're asking me about with the agricultural land and the 20,000 and all that kind of thing. And I'll tell you something with this one called My Part. The last time they had a My Part cohort is 2021, based on my investigation and my findings. Yes.
Right.
And then you asked me about the same program.
The program, Cummins had started a program, and I think agriculture and land and a $20,000 loan.
So what the program was about, they were giving young people, I think it was 2 acres of land. They were giving you, after you do the theoretical part of the program, they're supposed to give you $20,000 and a starter home.
Right, yes.
Right?
$20,000 and a starter home, right. Correct.
When I took office and I inherited the ministry, what I found there, one, most of the infrastructure in the first particular project that was not beach camp, but it will come back to me just now. But I went on the project myself. And what I saw there was 20 houses built. Out of the 20, some was under construction.
Okay.
So it's only, the first cohort was about 100 and something persons graduated from the first cohort. The infrastructural development for the land, for the first cohort was not completed. No drainage and all that. What I saw there when I went was dirt roads, right? And on one part of the project, you had about the same 20 houses that we are speaking about. So out of the first cohort, 100 and something persons that graduated, only 20 persons got the homes and the $20,000. The balance of people was waiting there still. They had a second cohort inside, right? While that first cohort waiting their homes. I allowed it to run out its course and they would have graduated September, right? So again, the PNM left the project, hung up. They didn't fulfill what they told the kids that they was going to do for them, right? And not the second cohort, I'm not going as far as the second cohort, which graduated in September of 2025. The first cohort who graduated way before that, under the PNM, they didn't fulfill the promise to them. No.
So is the status of those
because
people?
What happened is that apparently they run broke. They didn't have money to award the contracts.
So they got just, so they just
So
in limbo?
only out of the 100 and something from the first cohort from since 2024 that graduated, only 20 persons. From what I'm seeing there, when I go to, only 20 received starter homes and the grant, the $20,000 grant from 100 and something. And yet for all, they all out in the public domain saying that the UNC this and the minister this and the, like as though we shut down the program. What happened now, in September, when the new ministry now integrated, and the ministry went to sport and youth affairs, what the Prime Minister did, she take all those agriculture programs, and all those programs and move it to the Ministry of Agriculture. So it was no longer with me.
All right. Okay, so that's basically where it ought to have been in the first place. If you're going to give agricultural land and things like that, it should have been on that agriculture.
So most of the things that was happening before in that particular ministry was smoke screen, a mass, a illusion. That's what was happening.
Things were actually going on.
And
all right.
when you look at the volume of projects that was happening in the like youth centers that they were building and youth camps and all that, The volume of money in contracts that was awarded, the projects, we never stopped any of the projects. When I got in there in May, when I look at that and I look at what they were owing the contractors to,
Right.
is millions of dollars they owing to contractors in that particular ministry for all those youth centers and youth camps that was under development and construction, right? And they couldn't pay the bills. Hence the reason the contractors bring the job to a halt. That is why the project stopped, because they wasn't paying
Didn't
the
get any money,
contractors.
yeah.
Right. Now, as a new minister, when I come in there and as a new government, we need to investigate these projects, because in some instances, now my background, I came from a construction background. I had 23 years experience in construction. I used to do QSing and all too, right?
Okay.
So you can't outsmart me when it comes to measurement and rates.
Right.
And when I started going through most of the payment certificates and the bill of quantities, I realized on certain projects that the contractor was overpaid. Then there were variation works now that they never identify funds for. If you do not identify funds or go to cabinet and get approval for variation work, you cannot award variation works.
Right.
And this is what happened with most of these projects. So these projects, we didn't stop them. Is the contractor, just like this particular project here,
Yeah.
the Gene Pear Complex. The contractor wrote to UDCOT because they owed him a set of money on the project, and he withdrew from the project, and that
Okay.
stopped the project. Right? So we have to investigate these projects to see whether, and this is what our engineering team is doing now. They are working with the consultants to get all the relevant documents, because at the ministry, we're not seeing most of those documents like payment certificates,
Right.
scope of works, the variation in bill of quantity format.
Right.
What you have is something called a supplemental bill, or like an elemental bill of quantity. They don't have quantity stage, they just have a bullet item, right? With a cost attached to the bullet item. With construction, you need to break that right down to measurement and quantity, because every project, every single construction project is remeasurable. So if you have, for example, to plaster this wall in here, you have a 1,000 square meters of wall to plaster, but then you didn't do that. The QS could go back and measure that, but you have a rate, so you have a quantity and measurement rate.
Right.
So if you didn't do 1,000 cubic meters or 1,000 square foot of plastering, when the QS measure that, you can't get paid for
You
that.
can't get paid for that,
But
yeah.
when you do an elemental or a supplemental bill with just bullet items and a cost state, how do you know what the contractor was supposed to get paid for? The job is not remeasurable.
Right.
Yeah.
Understood. I understand it. But let me ask, in that context, right, just before I get the final question here. Well, no, actually, before I get to that, you have some programs, Chatham, you visited Barcelona
Chatham is
Street.
the project that was trying to get
That
back to
is the
my
Chatham
mind.
project,
that
right,
is the Chatham
yeah.
project. But you had two Chatham projects. You had the Chatham Yap project with the houses and whatnot.
Right.
And then you have the Chatham project, which is like a camp.
Okay.
Right? And that particular Chatham project, that is one of the projects that they overpay the contractor.
Okay. All
And
right.
then the contractor claims, say that he has a lot of variations on the particular project. And that is one of the projects too that we are looking into.
Okay, brilliant.
We even have El Dorado, Girls
Uh-huh.
Youth Camp too. And when I look at the payments, we look at the variation, nearly 13 million in variation. You have to ask yourself, how come a consultant, you hiring a consultant who is an expert in his field? Remember, El Dorado Youth Camp was an existing building.
Right.
So if the client, let's say you are the client and you say, here what, I want beds in here, I want this room paint over, I want it tile over. How you could run on an existing building, you spend something like $27 million, and then
Right.
still want to run an next $10, $13 million in variation. How that come about? So it means that the consultant in the first instance, or the client who is the ministry, did not know what they really wanted for you to, now to 10 or 13 million, the volume of projects we're dealing with is
Yeah.
somewhere between 10 to 13 million dollars in variation. How could you end up with that kind of variation? Let's work with the lower figure, 10 million.
10 million, right.
Of a project that originally was 27 million.
Mm-hmm.
What's the percentage of the contract. That's nearly about what? About
That's about
30% of the
35%,
variation.
yeah, somewhere around this. So.
And for you to reach into variation, there's something in the contract called contingency. So if the project was awarded for, let's say, 21 million, you will have 10% of that will be contingency. Contingency is placed there for if the consultant leave out something by error, or if the client want a variation.
Right.
Right? You have that 10%. So 10% of the 21 million would have been 2.1 million.
Right.
So the client had that. For you to end up now with variation where you're asking for more money for the project for $10 million, it means that you would have utilized the contingency. So then, technically, you would have ended up with now 10 plus $2.1 million in variation, which is $12,100,000. That's madness.
Madness, yeah, that's
on an
madness.
existing building that you went to do work on, to outfit for people. That is madness.
That's insane.
And then check it against the original contract sum and see the percentage in variation.
Wow. And this is what this is what you would have inherited.
Exactly.
Now, just before we find out, like, just the final question here, in terms of what the ministry has planned for the next year, because you're going into your second year, you have a mid-year, you have the budget coming in October again this year. Just to give people a little idea, like, what sort of debts you're looking at right now? Like, what's the approximate figure of debts inherited by the Ministry of Sport in that transition from the previous administration to this one?
Well, in projects, we have about close to about 160 million in debts.
In debts?
Projects, yeah,
Right.
projects, yeah.
So that is debts to clear, right?
Yeah.
So that is debts, you have to clear that. And then you're looking at the estimated allocation to keep the wheel turning at the Ministry of Sport for the development programs and everything else that come in. So, I don't even know where to start. I don't envy you, I don't envy you at all.
We are currently working on our budget figures for the next year.
Right.
But one of the things I'll tell you, you're hearing all kind of thing about youth development, youth development, youth development. We are taking a smart approach to what we do. As I
Right.
said before in this interview, we are managing taxpayers' dollars. We are not into the business of just doing courses for show. To say,
Right.
well, you know, we run this particular program, we run that program. And then after all that, the youths home unemployed because they have no monitoring and evaluation taking place as to where all these youths who they train. Because if you listen good to what they are claiming in Parliament, that the youth unemployment rate is so high and whatnot and whatnot. So what happened with all those training that you did for the past 10 years that you boast about?
Right.
How come you have so much unemployment? Is it that the youths cannot get gainful employment because those participation certificates are given them? Is it that you didn't run the economy properly and there's no jobs in the economy for these youths who got certificates to flow into? I am not into the business of that, right? For sure. I am into the business of spending taxpayers' money wisely and smart.
Right.
And what I'm going to do is ensure that every time we do a program, youths are flowing into gainful employment. So
Right.
what we are doing right now, we are working very closely with the Trinidad and Tobago Manufacturers Association. What they highlighted to me is that they falling short about 1,500 labor. Now, the TTMA, the manufacturing sector, they play an instrumental role in generating revenue for this country outside of oil and gas, right? They account for a lot of our revenue. And so it is very important for us to assist in expanding that particular sector.
Okay.
With the geopolitics that played out for the past couple of months, we have the whole Venezuelan market open now for business. And what we are doing, who do you see looking for more of the factory jobs and whatnot? Children who study in medicine, kids who study in law? No. It's the little grassroots kids
that's
who
right.
are not all that academically inclined.
Yeah.
So what I plan to do is to do a MOU with the TTMA, and we're going to do train 1,500 youths for them.
Right.
We will design the programs for those people who not all that qualified. And the MOU, with the MOU, there will be a theoretical part of it and then a practical part on-the-job training inside the factory,
okay.
which the ministry will pay.
All right, nice man. So that is Minister of Sport Philip Watts there. There's still more of that interview to come, but we're going to post the full interview online. There's just a little, probably about 12 minutes or so left, but we have Sherwin Winchester, who is in this morning. So we want to get to Sherwin, so we're going to take the break. Sherwin has a terrific project as well. It's called Project A+, and this is an initiative that he has where he helps schools. So he has a show where jazz meets soca, meets groovy soca, jazz meets groovy soca. And this show is going to happen on the 6th of June. That is next weekend. And the proceeds from that goes towards fixing the school. But we'll find out more about that when we talk to Sherwin. But I want to thank the Minister of Sport, Philip Watts. I hope all is paying attention because you get real information there. I'm telling you, real information about a lot of different things that are going on with the Ministry of Sport. It was just a little too long. But in terms of, we just couldn't get all of that into 20 minutes, boy. That was hard, boy. And he explained everything in detail, including the projects that are going on for youths and things that he have for the development of youths and employment and things like that. All of that came in terms of the ministry's plans moving forward in year 2. So keep it right here. As we go to the break, I want to remind you that Scandal in Cedros takes place tonight. There is a special show tonight, Friday, and this is a fundraiser show that is taking place tonight. There's going to be hamper giveaways and much more. They will also have the show on Saturday and Sunday as well. So it's on this entire weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, tonight being the fundraiser show at the Cipriani College. All right, so make sure and have your tickets in hand if you don't have your tickets yet. If you have not seen this yet, this comedy is the comedy. I tell you, this is the longest running comedy that I've seen from RSRR Productions. So make sure and get in on Scandal in Cedros this weekend. All right, Sherwin Winchester is up next. And for the rest of the Philip Watts interview, we're going to post it online and we're going to post it out on the Facebook page. It's going to be on Instagram. It's going to be on TikTok. It's going to be all over. All right? And the full interview will be posted to YouTube as well on Breaking Dawn HD. So we will be back after this with Sherwin Winchester.
Welcome to Antigua Mall. Them people have no behavior, and they have no behavior. Welcome to Antigua Mall. Clear out how you know it's danger, how you know it's danger. When it comes to mass, it was that layer.
Legends need to be celebrated while they can still hear the applause. Trinidad and Tobago, let's show our appreciation for this Calypso giant in Thank You, David.
Calypso.
Saturday, June 6th at Napa, Port of Spain. Sunday, June 7th at Sapa, San Fernando. 2 nights, 1 legend, countless unforgettable songs. Celebrating King David in his presence and performing some of his many hits include Roger George, KV Charles, Chrison Joseph, Terry Lyons, Adrian Filbert, Irvin Alves, Chuck Gordon.
Special guests for Napa is Super Bandman, Dane Gulston, and the Lydian Singers.
Special guest for Sapa is world record holder Joshua Regrillo and the Southern Air Choir. MC Sonny Bling.
Tickets bought by this Saturday, 30th May, cost $25 less. If stocks last. For more info, call 491-1802.
Thank you, David.
Every day at the castle, long before we open our doors, our work begins. Our famous seasonings are mixed in advance. We select our fresh chicken parts and prep our delicious sides. Then we fire up the fryers and rotisserie oven. Everything is made with tasty local herbs, spices, and the same long-loved recipe since 1968. So, when you come in, remember that we uphold our culture and our taste just for you. We are your Royal Castle.
Welcome to Antigua Mall. Them people have no behavior, and they have no
contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE. That is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Lisha high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Lisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Lisha Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Lisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
Feeling distance in your relationship or sensing someone interfering between you and your partner? Connect with Pandith Anirudh, known for powerful and result-oriented love solutions. His effective love spells have helped many reunite with lost partners. If you face family conflict, marriage issues, negativity, or financial stress, his strong mantras bring quick relief. Know what lies ahead in your love life and future through powerful astrology readings. Many lives have changed. Now it's your turn. Contact +1 868 278 0399.
Eden Heights Clinic is one of the most advanced state-of-the-art alternative clinics in the Caribbean. They offer a dynamic combination of life-changing treatments, including prelozone therapy, live blood analysis, halotherapy, limb backing, nutritional programs, colon hydrotherapy, weight loss programs, oxygen baths, and more. Their professional doctors, Drs. Carlos Navarro, Bronwyn Navarro, and Brian Thompson provide consultation services in areas of diabetes detox programs, arthritis, sports injuries, heart disease, high blood pressure, persons suffering with knee, shoulder, and back pain. At Eden Heights Clinic, they understand that your health is your wealth. Get in touch with them to determine which service is the right choice for you. Visit them at any one of their 3 locations at 13 Montague Avenue, Twin City, at 41 Ramsaran Street, Chaguanas, or give them a call at 640-8985 or 613-7571, or send them a WhatsApp to 493-9196. Eden Heights Clinic is your right choice.
And a Team 8+ present The Vineyard.
The Vineyard is coming June 6th. Jazz meets groovy soca. The food-inclusive Kool-Aid that everyone's been waiting for.
Bring your coolers, lawn chairs.
Choose your perfect spot.
And relax and enjoy.
Live on stage, Vonette Bigford,
Joe Wayne Winchester and you.
Terry Lyons,
Nisa,
Destra, and Tony Poor. We've got the food covered. Endless food. Mouth-watering dessert station. Flavors on flavors. Come enjoy an unforgettable evening under the stars. And here's the best part of it all. Each ticket purchase helps enhance and transform the school's library. Get your $400 tickets at
St. Xavier's Private School,
Richmond Street, St. Joseph, and Simon's Musical Supply.
Call 662-2784 for more information.
The Vineyard
is coming.
coming.
I come to pray for the strength and the faith that's required. Amen.
All right, people, so that is the Vineyard where Jazz will meet Groovy Soca next week, Saturday, the 6th of June. And we have some of the people that are involved with that. And this is all a charity event to assist the St. Xavier School with their library. All right, now Sherwin Winchester is here. And Sherwin, of course, he does this every year. I was talking to Nicholas Hoyt over by next 99, well, Suite 100. And I tell him, I said, well, you know, what we going to do for Sherwin, man? He said, oh, that initiative? He said, yeah, tell him come. So it was an immediate, you know, it, you know, well, Stefan, you had to pass the name through this, and we had to go through a whole process. And it was, yeah, let's tell him come. Yeah, I remember we do that last year too. So this is a terrific initiative. We also have a parent of the school, and two parents of children attending St. Xavier's. And we have Tony Hall, who is Tony Paul, who is also on the cast, and we have Jade Woodruff. Yeah. All right, so Tony, Jade, and Sherwin, and this is all part of Team A+. I like the name, correct. Team A+, because Sherwin has been doing this for a few years well as a real nice event to assist some of these schools. I saw a video which we will air on Monday with you also did air conditioning and things like that, right?
Yeah.
So Sherwin, tell us how this started for you.
The first time I did something, we contributed $100,000 to the school, right?
Mm-hmm.
As in most of the initiatives, they give the school the cash based on what it said the cash is supposed to do.
Right.
And I was in the area, and I decided about a year later, I said, let me just pass across and see the stand they were going to build. And I couldn't see the stand. Later the week, I'm doing a performance, and someone comes up to me and say, yeah, boy, let's do it again. And I said, what are you talking about? Every time, all they're raising funds towards this, and people come and support, you can't see it. And I felt so bad because my name was attached helping the committee.
Oh,
so I decided, that's it. No, I'm not doing that anymore. I must find a new way. And I came up with Team A+, which stands for Being of Service for Positive Change. So we help out any educational facility once it involves a change and an enhancement. And the whole idea is helping the school or the facility to be efficient on its own. You don't need to sit down and wait and say, well, we don't have this and we don't have that. What can we do? So, for instance, the first school, and this is why it means so much for St. Xavier's, the first school I went to didn't want the idea. Let me correct that. The first school did not understand it, so they didn't want to take the chance.
Right. Yeah.
Sister Ivy, when she heard the idea, she said, Sherwin, the following year, she said, let's try it.
Okay.
And she gave us the chance as Team A+ to come into the school and do this initiative where we would plan, we would ask the school, what do you need? And the school said, we need 16 air conditioned units. The school is hot. We need the school to be air conditioned for the students because you can't study in a heated room.
Yeah, and heat, yeah.
And we came together, planned the event. The school is not investing any money. We do all of that.
Right.
We plan the event. We then do the event thanks to acts like Tony, thanks to, KLI, may she rest in peace, K rest in peace, thanks to all these acts that came on board. We raise the funds. This is where the difference comes in. Instead of giving the funds to the school, now we take the funds, put it into the account, allow the principal to see the money into the account, then we start to draw down the cash, and we needed 16 air conditioned units. So we went to Peaks, we bought the air conditioned units, and we went with a camera crew. So the patrons and the supporters could see the money being spent.
And the work being
we
done.
buy the air conditioners, and then we hire the workmen, and they follow us right through all the work. And then we hand it over to the school, and we have the proof. You see the cash drawn down, they're happy, and we move on to another school.
Full account, full transparency.
On to another school, and we went like that.
Yeah, because a lot of people say that, a lot of these, I don't want to get myself in trouble here, but a lot of schools have vets during the carnival season, have been fit, and they say, well, it's to improve the school. And, some parents have told me, boy, every year they say they have a vet to improve the school. I don't really see no improvement. The furniture is the same way in the classroom. The toilet facility is the same way. They say I don't see any improvements. Yeah. So I've heard stories about these things happening for years, But I am not a parent.
But as a right, so I was not going to try because I was not going to try.
Jane is going to give us a little insight from her eyesight on what she sees as a parent.
From a parent perspective, I have seen the improvement with the air conditions and stuff are concerned. I've been there from the first installment, the first activation on that compound, and I would say that the event itself is so well done. When you from the time you walk in, it's an experience. The food, the entertainment, the vibe. Listen, when you get there, it's a sense of you just enjoy. You don't even think it's a school that you're in. When they change, and they set up and that kind of thing, it's a really nice experience, and you get to just come and enjoy our local talent.
All right, nice. Now, as a parent who has a child going to school, you have seen the improvements.
I have.
Right. So I understand well from the ad there, the library is the issue this time around.
So they're trying to upgrade the library, make it more. Well, as you know, our kids are more modern.
More digital.
So we can't just put books.
We
need to have.
If you want.
So, we need to have a little more technology and innovation within the area itself. So it's we're trying to upgrade.
I still prefer a book,
No, I'm not saying the books there.
Yeah. While I still prefer a book, I come from the book era. You understand? Me say, don't get to scroll and read, I fall asleep. But if I have a book in my hand, I'm less likely to fall asleep.
The feel of the pages. And
yes, you're active. You have something to do now. When you sit down front of the computer and you're reading and you're scrolling and you're...
The library,
and you might put the keyboard.
And you start your head started there.
The library that exists, it's good, but over time, we saw areas that need improvement in terms of the structure, in terms of the ambience of the room, because everything that we do now, for instance, Synergy, I'm walking in and the first thing that captured my eyes beside the lights, and so it's a table, it's like you set a tone that you make people come and feel relaxed. So I know in this interview and I'm relaxed here, wow, I'm a professional institution, this is what's going on. We want children now to feel the same. For instance, some of the children are going up to sit their CA exams, and let's say they need to go and do some research. I don't want that they have to go home to do that. We could say, hey, there's a project, you have time on the school compound, you could go down in the library, there are books, yes, but there's a corner now that we put the computers that you could pull up whatever you have.
Wherever you need,
And the ambience of the environment itself lends itself to even those toddlers coming in. We want them to be encouraged to read and to be excited by the turn-up pages. So if there's some form of decor on the ground, so giving them, let's say that they're doing an idea of that Gothic period, Lord of the Rings. We must have an ambience of something like a rock-like structure or one of those stuffed toys like that, to put them in the mood so they're reading the book, and when they glance up, they're in the environment.
Right.
So the library would be transformed to lend itself to the toddlers as well as those children who are going up to the exams. The teacher as well could come in, parents would come to the library and see it. So the first time we did 16 air-conditioned units, then we did a computer lab, which they have now, where then we're going on to the library. For the other schools, we did 13 air-conditioned units for Bishop's Anstey Junior School and 14 air-conditioned units for the convent St. Joseph. And it's not only ACs, it's whatever the school says that they need.
Yeah, but the air conditioning thing is a very popular thing now. I mean, the place out. I mean, a couple of years ago, I had no choice. I had to put in my air conditioning unit because opening the windows wasn't working. You open the window and it's hot here, boy. It's hot here blowing in, you're sweating, you're like, what's going on? You're praying for the rainy season to start. But the place to cool down. No, but it is a more comfortable environment. Just talking about the simple, I mean, people might think it sounds simple, but in the scheme of things, in terms of ambience, setting, environment, just being comfortable in a space, air conditioned unit goes a very, very long way. So the library, what you're talking about here now, of course, lighting, things like that.
Correct.
It has to be up, you have to be comfortable. Even some of the chairs that you might put on these little couch, these little single
Yeah,
thing
you're
chairs
correct.
where the
The
student
beanbag,
could rock
the
back
beanbag chair.
and they
I
can sit down
didn't
and read,
think of
things
that.
like that,
You know
right?
the thing, man,
So
yes,
it's that comfort, it's creating that level of comfort. They must feel like they're in the bedroom or they never left
Thank
home,
you.
right? And usually when you make students comfortable in an environment, they thrive, right? As opposed to, yeah, I mean, you know, it is to be sweating and you're trying to learn and mosquito biting you.
Yeah.
And you understand? Tony is also a parent.
Yes.
But Tony is also part of the cast.
Yes.
So Tony is a parent / entertainer. Tony, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my job is I'm an assistant professor of music at UTT.
Okay.
And I've been a musician for 30 plus years.
All right, nice one.
So I play saxophone, flute, clarinet, bassoon, oboe, all the woodwinds basically. But I've been making, I don't want to say making my name because I'm pretty well established in the jazz community in Trinidad and in the region. Played in St. Lucia Jazz a couple of times.
Yeah, we just came from there. Yeah, not too long.
Yeah. So I've been playing with Bu Hinkson, who is like the guy over there. So for me, first of all, showing hands down one of the hardest working people that I've ever met. And also as an artist, I always love the music and, you know. So when he approached me about it, my kids being there and seeing the change in them in that space with the teachers and the investment that the teachers make with their students in terms of checking on them, making sure that they're okay, not just from an academics standpoint, they also, most of the kids feel comfortable there with the interactions. When Showin spoke to me about it, I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. Because for me, I think it's a matter of using whatever talents or gifts that you have to be able to support certain initiatives.
Yeah.
And for kids, for me, they're kind of cliche, right? In terms of kids being the future, but they literally are. Kids and young people. So giving them opportunities, providing the environment, providing the space, letting them see that as the older generation, as parents, as well-wishers, that we are invested in what they have access to. And it's not just a matter of, well, there's something you have to do. No, this is something that will help you in your future, and your future will largely inform our future.
Correct.
Right? Because it's...
Yeah.
I don't talk about what's going on in the country now, but you know, we need some direction, and providing opportunities for our young people will help in the long run.
Yeah.
So for me, yes, my kids are there, but if Showin approaches me about another school,
You're
I
on
would
board.
happily be on board.
Right.
And on TV saying this.
But I have to say this. This is the second edition.
This is second,
Okay.
Yeah.
Tony isn't giving himself the praise that he needs to.
Right.
When
He
I
never does.
listen to
He
the
never
game, I
does.
realize that.
Never does.
He's a very humble. He
me.
comes across as being very humble.
I knew the name, the first thing, just like you at first.
Yeah.
So I know the gentleman of Mr. Anthony in school. I did not know that was Tony Paul. So on the show, after we got, I found out that this is the gentleman coming to play. When he performed on the show, and I heard this to myself, I'm backstage. I had to come out.
Yeah.
And I'm standing up and I'm like, my gosh. Trinidad and Tobago, what you all are about to get is going to be a performance and a show that does not go under the umbrella of just a fundraiser. You're going to get a show that you're saying, wow, we are treating the event because we want that parents, grandparents, auntie, cousin, nanny, nene, whatever, however you want to say, come, you pay $400, you bring your cooler, you bring your pool chair, you sit down, you find a nice area in front of the stage, below that big salmon trees. The stars overhead like it's cascading on you. You can't believe how much stars you have on top of that.
Right.
You park your vehicle, you enter the school, from 5 p.m., food is open to you. You take out your drinks. There is a bar set for you to replenish your drinks, and you could get ice. Bring your cooler full. We're not telling you have to buy ice here, come without ice here. Bring your cooler full, but if you need anything, we have it there.
Supplement.
Right. I assure you, when the DJs play, you dance, you sing. And then you open your coolers, you're drinking, food inclusive, you go and you eat. And when the entertainment starts, and this gentleman, remember my words, when this gentleman takes the stage, along with Vornet, Bigfoot, along with Destra Garcia, along with
Terry
the
Lyons.
Calypso monarch, Terry Lyons, along with Nissa, and yours truly, Sherry Winchester, 2 bands on stage, you are going to get a performance and an event that you are going to stand and applaud and say,
When is the next one?
Missing
Yeah,
it.
when's the next
All
one?
right.
It is not missing us.
Well, I am very excited. Well, I'm going to be there. All right. It is Jazz Meets Groovy Soca. But I tell you what, it is a food inclusive. All right. So it is a food inclusive at $400. I would tell anybody, you know, I didn't really have a proper understanding of jazz until I went to St. Lucia this year.
Okay.
Right? And it wasn't the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday shows. I enjoy Billy Ocean. Billy, I enjoy it. Right up under the stage there. I enjoy Billy Ocean. Ella May was fantastic, and all of the artists. Kes brought down the house. But the one act that really blew my mind and hooked me on jazz was Esperanza Spalding.
Pavilion.
Yes. Yeah, no. That woman, I ain't lying. She real good, but I ain't lying. When I tell you real good. I tell you.
She's play bass.
I could have spent the night here. I'm telling you.
Wow.
She could have sat for like 5 hours and have my attention.
Tuesday, because Chantal herself from Trinidad was also.
Right, she was also there. But oh God, they had a tremendous performance as well. They had the steel pan, everything inside of there. It was they actually performed just before Esperanza.
Yeah.
But brother, when Esperanza, and this is not, like I said, this is no knock to anybody yet. But I turned to Chris and I tell Chris, my cameraman, I say, that is class.
Yeah.
From the time you just know when not a takeaway from anybody else, but you just know when a higher, I don't know, boy. You just know, boy, when you just know. And the way that she
articulates
and she articulates and it's all the little storytelling in between and the little
there's a comfort and a naturalness to the presentation.
Yes, it was, and I really said, yes, if this is jazz, I like jazz. You know what I mean? No, because we just hear about jazz festivals and when we hear about the
a lot of
jazz
people who think
festivals,
jazz, it's dark and
Yes,
slow
yes.
and oh no.
Yeah, and then you just hear about some of these big artists that is bringing in, but they have their genre of music. But I'm talking about the actual people that the real core jazz sound and feel and vibe is a whole different thing, boy. And it was an experience. It was an experience.
So imagine that and Groovy Soca.
And that meeting group, that's what I say. I was telling them, I think I was telling Chef earlier on, I said this Jazz Meets Groovy Soca. I could see where the fusion is going to be huge. Because having experienced what pure jazz is, and then knowing what Groovy Soca is, and just thinking about that.
Melting pot.
Oh, yeah.
As well, the work, the entire project that we take on after we raise the funds and we hire the workforce, we go in at school ends at 2:33, let's say about 4 to 5 p.m. Friday, and we work Friday evening into Saturday morning to Saturday evening into Sunday. We have to finish the work in 72 hours.
Right.
So the computers installed and all of that, within 72 hours it must be finished, and everything is captured on camera so it can be presented on television. Like an HGTV.
Nice.
So the sponsors, everyone sees themselves, the acts, and as I said, 72 hours finished. School opens Monday morning uninterrupted. You can get your tickets at St. Xavier's Private School, St. Joseph, and at Simon Music Supplies. I need to say this again.
Sure.
Sherwin Winchester is not the star of this. I am not a hero. It is a team doing this. I'm just the face and the voice that comes and speak about it. But Tony, Desha, Nissa, Vaughnette, Terry Lyons, and those from last year as well that came on, Jam Melody, each one of the acts that lends their support, their name, their brand, makes this happen.
Right.
The cooks make this happen. The school makes this happen. The security, the cleanup men.
Food boy. You know.
They make it happen. So please don't look at Sherwin Winchester and look what Sherwin doing. No.
Right.
It's a collaborative.
The real stars, that small team behind me, that makes this possible. And after this, we're heading to Sandy Grande to do a playing field for them.
So, a playing field up in Grande? Okay, all right.
So I want you guys to come out, buy your tickets. If you're not here and you wish to support, you could still call and say, I'm buying a ticket for somebody in Trinidad and send it to someone. You could just make a donation as well. All cash goes to the school. You go to the school and buy your ticket, or you could go to Simon's Music Supplies. Remember the number 662-2784 and get ready for the vineyard because we are ready for you.
That's right. So 662-2784 people. That is the number to call and go to Simon's Musical and get your tickets, or at the St. Xavier's School in St. Joseph, and you can pick up your tickets there. And I look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday, the 6th of June. This is my birthday month, so I just be all over. I bounce around all over the place. As the 1st of June, I tell people that I celebrate a month. I just celebrate it one day. You understand? One day, oh gosh, this is my month to misbehave.
A month.
flour, but say what, you know? And I call for more roti, eh? We're going to do. It's that type of weekend. That's why I ain't going to gym until Monday. I ain't fooling myself. So, we will be back after this. Don't go anywhere.
St. Xavier's and a Team A+ present The Vineyard.
The Vineyard is coming June 6th. Jazz meets groovy soca. The food-inclusive Kool-Aid that everyone's been waiting for.
Bring your coolers, lawn chairs.
Choose your perfect spot.
And relax and enjoy.
Live on stage, Vonette Bigford.
Joe, Wayne, Winchester, and you.
Terry Lyons.
Nisa.
Destra. And Tony Paul. We've got the food covered. Endless food. Mouth-watering dessert station. Flavors on flavors. Come enjoy an unforgettable evening under the stars. And here's the best part of it all. Each ticket purchase helps enhance and transform the school's library. Get your $400 tickets at
St. Xavier's Private School,
Richmond Street, St. Joseph, and Simon's Musical Supplies.
Call 662-2784 for more information.
The Vineyard.
The Vineyard
is coming.
I got to pay for the strength and the pain that's required. Amen.
Scandal in Cipriani College. We are back. The box office smash. Scandal in Citrus is back. We are back because you demanded it for 3 nights only. Friday the 29th and Saturday the 30th of May at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday the 31st at 6:30 p.m. Tickets available now at usual outlets and online. Scandal in Citrus. We are back at Cipriani College. See it again or see it for the first time. Don't miss it.
Scandal in Citrus.
Eden Heights Clinic is one of the most advanced state-of-the-art alternative clinics in the Caribbean. They offer a dynamic combination of life-changing treatments, including prolozone therapy, live blood analysis, halotherapy, limb backing, nutritional programs, colon hydrotherapy, weight loss programs, oxygen baths, and more. Their professional doctors, Drs. Carlos Navarro, Bronwyn Navarro, and Brian Thompson provide consultation services in areas of diabetes detox programs, arthritis, sports injuries, heart disease, high blood pressure, persons suffering with knee, shoulder, and back pain. At Eden Heights Clinic, they understand that your health is your wealth. Get in touch with them to determine which service is the right choice for you. Visit them at any one of their 3 locations at 13 Montague Avenue, Twin City, at 41 Ramsaran Street, Shoguanas, or give them a call at 640-8985 or 613-7571, or send them a WhatsApp to 493-9196. Eden Heights Clinic is your right choice.
Welcome to Caribbean Tourist Villa, your home away from home in the heart of Port of Spain. With over 25 years of trusted hospitality, Caribbean Tourist Villa has been a reliable choice for both business professionals and vacationers. Our guest rooms are thoughtfully equipped with all the essentials for a relaxing and productive stay, and our tranquil pool area is perfect for relaxation after a busy day. We've created the ideal space for you to relax, recharge, and enjoy. Give us a call to book your stay today.
Let's get it started. I
Master Ganesh Bhargav offers powerful guidance for all kinds of life problems, doubts, confusion, protection needs, and clarity. His astrology practice comes from a powerful ancestral tribal lineage with over 500 years of astrological and spiritual practice. Bhargavji does not dominate or pressure clients. Instead, he focuses on fixing problems with care and balance. His reunion love spells and death reversal spells are designed to restore harmony and provide lifetime protection. This is not individual effort alone, but collective spiritual power working for you. Many clients notice strong positive changes within a few sessions. Call +1 868 347 2350.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supply of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78, Bamboo Settlement number 2, Valsain, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday, and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor, and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
Greetings to you all in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior, the sweet rose of Sharon and the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus. I am Ezekiel Johnson Fort, and I am pleasured to inform you of the newest branch of the Christian Union Church, Trinidad and Grenada District, San Juan Revival Ministries. If you are desiring prayer, healing, or that closer connection to the Heavenly Father, then the place to be is at San Juan Revival Ministries. And allow me to ask you one question. Are you living a life without Jesus Christ? Do you desire freedom from spiritual bondage? Then the only solution to your problem is Him. In the book of Matthew, chapter 11 and verses 28, it says, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." And this is mostly speaking to those of you who are Christians and you might not have a place to fellowship. Come. Fellowship with us at the Christian Union Church, San Juan Revival Ministries. Come, be edified and equipped by the Word of God, preached by the man of God, Senior Reverend Bishop Dave Donation. You will be empowered by the move of the Holy Spirit of the living God. Come and be comforted. If you desire to be an environment that shows compassion and care for your spiritual needs, growth, and development, then fellowship with us at number 1 Bagatelle Corner, Saddle Road, every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. to 12 noon. I look forward to seeing you there, and God bless you all, and may the peace of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, be with you now and always. God bless you all.
If you're planning an event, make us your first option. At Reality of a Dream, we can make your event memorable. We can assist in planning your corporate functions, moderate gatherings, family occasions, christenings, and more. We also cater for weddings and other special occasions. Our newly renovated venue includes a majestic entryway, which takes you along a path to a fantastic indoor facility, which can accommodate up to 80 dining guests. A recently completed, fully air-conditioned, beautifully designed wing, which maintains the theme and flow of Reality of a Dream, adds 30 extra seats for dining guests. In total, we can now seat a total of 110 dining guests. Come see for yourself the splendor that awaits you. Walk along the path and make your way to the breathtaking, well-maintained swimming pool and gazebo, and also the entire grounds of Reality of a Dream. We've also updated the Dream Suite, which comes with all modern conveniences, where guests can enjoy the feeling of an exquisite retreat overlooking the entire area. Reality of a Dream caters to professional events. We provide secured parking for guests, so call us at 332-6880 and ask for Harriet, located at number 15 Moses Avenue, San Juan. Reality of a Dream, making dreams come true every day.
Yum, yum. So that was the food this morning, courtesy Chef Shiraz. Chef Shiraz. Iron Line, but the food tastes good, but our butter chicken was on point, boy. And what kind of lamb it was, he said?
Rogan Josh lamb.
Rogan Josh lamb. Whatever that means, but it tastes great, all right? No, it tastes great, boy. That's a nice prime up there for the arrival weekend that we are heading into. Lots to do over this weekend, of course. I hope people take the time to reflect on some of the things that are taking place, but you know, it is what it is sometimes. And it cannot is what it isn't, as I have learned to say in these, you know, these times of confusion. But nevertheless, no confusion there over that meal. It was delicious, to say the least. And when a man called for more sada roti, well, you know, the plate dead. All right. So, Chef, boy, what we going to do, boy, tomorrow?
Tomorrow, we head down to the Southland tomorrow.
Tomorrow we down Siparia.
Siparia tomorrow.
We will be judges in our corridor competition. So, you know, I want to thank, you know, the organizers for inviting us. They sent me an email. They said, would you and the chef that's always on your program, would you all be willing to be guest judges at corridor competition? I said, no problem, no problem. I've been to Siparia maybe twice in my life.
Yeah.
You know, the Forgotten Lands.
All right.
South, you know, plenty Southlands, forgotten. Yeah. So yeah, we're making that journey on Saturday. And we had to get on there for about 3:30. I think the first event starts at 3:30, and then from 4:30, they have the corridor thing going on. And we have judged corridor competitions already.
Last week Sunday, I was
we are very famous for that, Chef.
Last week Sunday, I want to say good morning to the Roxbury Restaurant, Bar and Lounge in Kunopi on the main road.
Yes, man.
Last week Sunday, I went there and judged a real nice group of people. Good morning to everybody there. Really, really nice people.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Now, we got to wrap things up for this weekend. I see I have 5 birthdays in front of me. We're going to get to those. I really, really want to thank the Minister of Sport, Philip Watts, for that sit-down interview. We're going to try to cut it up into shorter clips for social media purposes. I have my TikTok, and we are breaking down YouTube, all of these different platforms that we have to post out to. So I'm going to do a little review of it. I thought that the Minister hit on several topics that should be of interest for anybody who is interested in sport in Trinidad and Tobago, and sport being an option away from crime. There's a lot of development programs taking place. There's a lot of work that has to be done, but Minister is trying. And you could tell by sitting with him when he was talking about the administrative side of things that he is no fool, right? Especially with having a background in construction, when he was saying that he was able to go through all of these contractors and this work and everything. He can't be fooled because he know construction. So when certain things have been requested and certain prices have been paid, it's going to jump off the page at him. But some valuable information inside of that interview. And I know that not everybody interest would be piqued because we still have the bacchanal issues that only like to gravitate towards, but the informative stuff is very important because the next thing I'm going to have is people calling. I sure, you know, next week or 2 weeks from now, Stefan, I ain't nothing going on in sport. No, I'm telling you, that's how it is. Because it would have just went on an informative morning, you may have been distracted by
a lot of things happening behind the scenes. A lot of things happening behind the scenes.
It have plenty of things going on.
Like even the schools.
Yeah.
I want to say good morning to Palo Seco Secondary. They were there last week. Next week we have Marabella North coming in next week. I used to be at that school. That was one of my school. They were there in Marabella Comprehensive.
Right.
We have a lot of schools lining up, and it's a lot of good things happening. Like the video I send you. These are positive things happening with school students.
Yeah.
Not the bacchanal and the fighting, and that will get a hundreds and
I'll
thousands.
fit that in Monday too.
You understand?
Yeah.
So this
I'll
is
fit it in Monday with as a school thing. I'll fit it in Monday with the project A+, Well, the Team A Plus project with Sherwin and the...
And we're encouraging teachers and the students coming out. We're really, really happy. And it's a positive that we start from the grassroots.
Yeah.
They really
That
had to start
grassroots
from the
program that you have.
It really hit hard.
I tell you, people doesn't know the amount of work that's been going on, birds. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody be walking around the tongue with their own little, you know what I mean? But they really don't understand the kind of work that's been going on,
There's a lot happening as well.
Chef doing real work too on that front. Look, Sherwin now telling me it's 6 schools he doing this year. 6. He said usually there is 3 months in between. But because it's 6 schools, he had to bring it on to every 2 months.
Yeah.
Right? He was just giving me the list of schools. And I was like, way boy. You know? A lot of work.
There's
A lot of
happening.
work.
There's a lot happening.
All right? So we got the birthdays. Let's get to that very quickly. Sending happiest birthday greetings to Jade Chotalal Ramroop. Jade Chotalal Ramroop turning 3 tomorrow, Indian Arrival Day. Wishing her love, joy, happiness, and all God's blessings from her mama, Cindy, Papa Jagdeo, Mommy Jen, Daddy Kishan, and her auntie Shelly. Also, happy birthday to Terrence. Yes, man, that is Terrence. And your mother says that she thanks God for your life and stay brave, kind, and steady as the sun shines on you. Remember, your love has always shone on her, and have a blessed and wonderful day from your mom, June. Great man. Easy, Terrence. Also, happy birthday to a beautiful, wonderful, and caring girlfriend, Vicky. Wishing you God's blessings. Hope you have a wonderful day, and may you see many, many more coming from your boyfriend, Anil, niece Cassidy, and your family and friends. All right? Nice man. So easy, Vicky. Happy birthday. Enjoy it. Also, happy birthday to Lazina Bahadur Singh, coming from your loving husband, Amadat Bahadur Singh, your 4 children, Annie and Luke, Natty and Priscilla from New York, along with your 13 grandchildren and 4 great-grandchildren, also from Sia and Karina Bahadur Singh, wishing you a blessed day and lots of love from the Bahadur Singh family. Nice man. And finally, we would like to send birthday greetings to Joyce Singh as she turned 93 years of age on May the 28th. Greetings coming from her brother, Winston Albert Singh, a regular listener to the program, and the rest of the Albert and Singh family. Wishing you many more to come, and they want you to know that they love you very, very much. All right, so happy birthday going out to Joyce Singh. And my stepfather celebrated his birthday this week. I forgot to do it on the day that they sent it. So, Philip Barrage, happy belated birthday to you. You know, I just always tell them that if you don't send it in an email, and you just message me and say, handle this, I am going to forget. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, I had to kind of micromanage everything here while I'm sitting here. So I had to do the news. I have to
deal with them in
the back there, these 2 miserable monsters. I had to deal with them in the back there and coordinate with them. And then sometimes I had to change it up, call thing on the fly. You understand? Sometimes I have guests come in, so the guests will message me. So I had to message them and that kind of thing. That let them know when the guests has arrived and things. So it's a whole, and it's, you know. So when I'm doing all of that, right? When I'm doing all of that, and the 2 of them just eating, especially on a Friday, because they just stop to eat. Once they stop to eat, that's it. You understand? Just not to say, don't talk to me so loud. We now don't eat. Wait, what? You understand? So, sometimes it's me and the lone chef out there, you know, and the 2 of them, and the 2 of them in back there, so, you know. All the sauce running down, look now. Anyway, they want to know what it is used to remove a curry stain, because they eating so fast, it thing tasting so good, curry fall on the clothes. They want to know how to get it off. They're sickening in the back here. Anyway, we've gone way over our time this morning. But I want to thank Sherwin Winchester and that great initiative that he has. Sherwin, you keep doing what you're doing, my brother. and of course the Minister of Sport, Philip Watts, like I said, and Chef. We got to thank Chef for coming through this morning. You're coming next week too?
Yeah, should be. Yeah, I'll be here next week.
All right, but should we say pass it? Should we say, well, every year, every Friday, I pass it as we talk, I'll pass. So look out, you know, show it might be really pass you for breakfast, you know.
You smell that food
I'll
coming
tell you,
downstairs,
the man say he smell that food from the traffic light, you know. Anyway, we are out. Enjoy your weekend, people. And let's keep a cool head.
Yeah, man.
All right?
Yep.
And be responsible on the road so that we don't have any tragedies. And, you know, I mean, let me just hope that everything settles down and good sense prevails. So until Monday, have a great day.